If you ask the pros, what is the best character in the game, they will tell you idiotic things like, oh, it depends on team comp, and oh, what time of the game is it? I call Croc. The only way to determine the best hero in the game is through a 6v6 Monohero single elimination tournament. That is the only 100% fair way. Today's match?
Bebop versus Geist. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for an incredibly exciting episode of Bebop versus Geist. And Occurs, please tell me, what do you think of this amazing game? Do you think the Bebops have an edge, or do you think the Geist are just gonna swap the win around?
I definitely think that Bebops have the advantage right now because Bebop in lane is going to be incredibly oppressive against Geist. Geist has bombs which are really annoying in lane, but so does Bebop, and Bebop's bombs are only going to keep scaling.
Yes.
Alongside that, the only issue Bebops will have is that Geist swap. That's really the only dangerous thing the Bebops have to consider about this matchup. Because if they hook the Geist, if they hook the Geist and they don't have like a silence whip or anything, those Bebops are going to have a rough time.
Yeah. But I mean, that ult is like a nuclear bomb, right? It's one of the highest damage ults in the entire game. And these Geists are good at this game. They're going to be able to capitalize on those swaps. I think those bombs are going to be dangerous at lane. At least those bombs very frequently sap my health and kill me. And lifesteal is one of the most powerful skills in the game, period. I would not rule the Geists out. I think that this match is not that unequal. Unless, of course, the Bebops pull the Geist to the Guardian. We already have the first victim of the Bebop hook. But yeah, 6 hooks going to be very difficult to beat. Right, Occurs?
Yes, definitely. And that hook we just saw there was an incredible play by the Bebops.
Oh, yeah.
That Geist got jumped by them. Do you see how the Bebops were just light melee spamming the Geist? The Geist literally did nothing about it.
And I mean, let's say that you manage to parry those light parries. It's irrelevant. You're still like being blasted by the Guardian. Yeah. You don't have a good way out. The other guy cannot come in.
Geist was still about 200 health. Geist had 2 bombs attached to them.
It's just, like, we'll see. Of course, we saw this in earlier games, so there was, like, one side that was clearly advantaged in the early game, and their fortunes shifted around when the mid-game came. So I'm very cautiously optimistic. I want to talk a little bit about the denies here. So Bebop has one of the best deny guns in the game, isn't that right?
Yes, and I definitely think we're already seeing the effects of that. If we can look over to yellow lane right now, yellow lane's souls are extremely tilted in favor of the Bebop right now, with Potato being at 1.9 thousand, while the Geists are hovering around 1,000, 1,300. That is an incredible lead on yellow already for it only being 3 minutes.
Yes. I mean, these guys are being taken out of position. I'm surprised. Like, usually when I go against the Bebop, the one thing that I try to do is be as close to my Guardian as possible. Because if I'm pulled towards the middle of the battleground, that's fine. But if I'm pulled towards, the end, or towards their Guardian, that's kind of crappy for me. I usually die when that happens. But yeah, we do see the Bebops are taking a very nice early lead. They're doing picks. They're going even deep. Oh my god, that's very deep. And that is a dead Geist. Yeah, lane number 1 is very, very much struggling right now. It's a question of balance. Like, what do you like? Do you think that a quick loss on lane number 1 will lead to a ganking situation, or do you think the 2 Bebops will stay so they can share souls up till 8 minutes? How are you feeling with the ganks in this new map?
I definitely think that with how well the team is doing right now, I definitely think that once yellow lane is won for the Bebops, they're going to start trying to gank the other lanes. However, I think green lane is... If green lane isn't able to end it early against the Geist, I think their lane is going to last the longest because of the recent removal of teleport.
Oh, yes. I think that's like a very big map update. And especially for a low mobility character like a guy... Oh my god, these double ults! Try escaping from 1 Bebop? This is 2 Bebops just pressing forward and killing you. Yeah, the Geists are struggling a little bit this early game. But yeah, no, the teleporter is going to really affect the Geists more. Both of these characters are not very mobile characters. They don't have any inbuilt, like, like skills that make it very fast for them to move around the map. So those teleporters are gonna hurt both of them, but the Geist especially. I think we just saw our first Bebop pick right there. But yeah, the Bebops have very nice commanding 5k early lead, well 4k now, and but still there are 3 Guardians on the map. 1 Guardian seems to be very low on lane number 1, and that Bebop is like literally 1 grenade away in lane number 2. So yeah, no. I think that the guys can and will pick up the pace and win the mid game.
Yeah, I definitely think the Geist's struggle was mostly in that early game where a lot of their counterplay against Bebop comes in that ultimate, and they don't have that at that moment.
Yes. And now with the ultimate, it's going to be easier. I want to talk a little bit about the builds, right? Because well, it's certainly possible to go Gun Geist. I think the Spirit build is just a very, very popular build and one of the best ways to play Geist. On the other hand, I think Bebop is very versatile. Has access to gun builds, has access to spirit builds, has access to ult builds. Do you think we'll see a massive build variety from the guys, or do you think that we'll see something like 6 escalating exposures, max spirit, go for it?
I definitely think there's a chance that we see some gun Geist, because Geist is going to have to take advantage of that early game, because Bebop late game, Geist is not going to be able to compete, because Bebop's scaling is so incredible into late game. And we're seeing a lot of restorative rockets from the Bebops. Going all into Spirit early game is just going to hurt them a lot more.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I think there's some characters that are more easily countered by one item than other characters. And Restorative Locket is one of the best anti-Geist counters. You want to use that when her ult is pressed. You want to charge that when every time she throws Malice or a bomb at you. So it's just a counter because suddenly you can pick up 6 of those. I'm surprised. How many heal banes do we see from the Geist team right now? Or decays
we currently
or whatever.
only see 1 heal bane right now on the Geist team.
Only 1 heal bane. That's actually kind of interesting. My intuition is that if your whole opponent's team is going Restorative Locket, you want to pick up a couple more of those decays, heal banes, that sort of thing. Oh god. But yeah, the grabs definitely are just insane. We do keep seeing all these ults happening and all these swaps. But yeah, the Bebop double ult is very difficult. It's just you have to hide against the Bebop. It's like the one thing that you really, really have to do. And suddenly when there's 2, it's just so hard to find all those hiding places.
I definitely don't want to call it right now, but I think I might not be 0-2 in my bracket anymore after this match.
Oh, no. I think that calling these sort of games this early is just an exercise in futility. I think that we saw it in the McGinnis versus Pocket games. I don't want to give spoilers, but one side was really ahead coming out of the early game. Like a massive soul difference. And then things started happening, and the momentum shifted. So I want to be very cautious to say, oh yeah, one side has easily won already. But yeah, it is very clear to me that the Bebops have a very good early lead. A bit destructive even. So, but yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit more about what the different types of Bebops are building. I see more Spirit Heavy build with Spirit Strike. I see another build that uses Quicksilver Reload and Swift Striker. I like basically a big variety. I'm curious what the Geists are building on the other hand.
I definitely think we're going to see at least 1 or 2 bomb Bebops. I think it would be a mistake not to run a bomb Bebop, or like at least 1 bomb Bebop right here. Because if you look at all the Bebop's bomb stacks right now, they are incredibly fed with bomb stacks. PCT in particular is at 67 bomb stacks currently.
Which, yeah, before 10 minutes, that's insane. Yeah, the pick, they keep getting pick after pick after pick after pick. Oh yeah, very big battle happening in the Telestaff. A Restorative Locket comes in, and that might be enough to save the day. Oh no, yeah. This Geist is just dead. How do you feel about mid in this game? So we've seen a lot of very interesting mid steals. None of these characters are well known for their ability to secure mid. I guess the Bebop hook could be one of the ways that you do it. But do you think there's any team that has a specific mid advantage?
I definitely think that the team that has the advantage most likely mid is going to be Bebops. Because Bebops not only have their hook, but because they're so far ahead in souls right now, PCT nearly doubling some of the Geists, and most of the Bebops being, like, ever so slightly behind PCT right now. I definitely think they're going to be able to afford a lot of items that will be able to prevent them from stealing mid, like some unstoppables, some knockdowns, all that.
Yeah. Well, the first urn has appeared, and if I have the Bebops, I want to grab that urn. It gives you a very nice advantage. The first urn is always a mid urn, the one that spawns in 10 minutes. You kind of want to force a team fight here. I think the ults have really shown that Bebops have a massive advantage, even in these 2v2s. Not like 6v6 is even more. But so many punches happening. Restorative Locket there. Are you seeing this? This is hilarious. I think that PCTT might be dead here, though. Oh, no, he might back out. Come on, Malistax, Malistax. Yes, and one light punch, and that's a huge bag coming in. But yeah, this is one of the biggest strengths of the Geist. Yes, you are going to likely. Oh my god, is this like a punch Geist build? There was a lot of punches coming in. But yeah, one of the biggest strengths of a Geist is going to be these 1v1s. Yes, in team scenarios where the bombs are going to hit multiple Geists, when there's going to be 6 hooks flying at the same time, it's going to be very difficult for you to contest. But a 1v1 Geist? That's dangerous. You take her low, she just presses 4, and suddenly the battle starts anew. Oh, we see an interesting tech. It's silence glyphs from the Bebops. What do you think about that, Occurs?
Incredible picks in that mid lane. I definitely think silence glyph is going to be core on almost every single Bebop right now. I definitely are going to be seeing a lot of silence glyphs, but we're also going to be seeing a lot of curses. And because of that, I definitely think that the Geists, whenever they get enough souls for it, are going to be picking up those debuff removers for the silence. So they can debuff remove that silence and swap the debuffs. But they're also going to be picking up
big parry coming in from Dara. Oh, but he gets pulled out. That's like a rescue beam.
Yeah, that was an incredible hook by Junie there to save PCT.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we're going to be seeing debuff removers if this game extends into the late game, both for silence glyph and to reduce the duration of curse, because if we're going to see bomb Bebops, we are 100% going to be seeing curse Bebops.
Oh yes, Curse on Bebop is disgusting. One of the strongest abilities a Bebop can grab. I bet that in this scenario you want to see it even before Echo Shard, because yes, doubling your bomb damage is good, but just you're already so ahead. Your bombs are already going to be doing an incredible amount of damage. What do you want to avoid? Those ults. Those ults are just so dangerous. Oh god, big fight happening in, and I think that might be the death of the first walker here. The guys just keep getting pulled one by one by one. It's kind of unfortunate to see how the guys are approaching this. But yeah, what do you think about the Bebop in the overall championship? If they win today, do you think the 6 Bebops are going to be an incredible part of this whole endeavor? Like, do you think they're like a contender for winner?
I definitely think that the Bebops are going to go pretty far in the championship. In my bracket, I had put them so that they would go all the way up until Sinclair, but they would lose at Sinclair, which I think seeing this match, I called that Sinclair versus Bebop would most likely be a Sinclair stomp, but I think I might have been incorrect. I might have been underestimating Bebop in this tournament.
Oh yeah, I think Bebop is just a very, very powerful hero. Those pools are going to be good, and like, I mean, these guys are coordinated. If you get a pool and there's 3 Bebops, you're not going to like survive that very easily, right? Especially if stuff like Silence Glyph and Curses are in play. Our Sinclairs do have a very good anti-Bebop tool in their teleport with their assistant, which might come very handy here. Anyhow, the second walker is done, and the soul difference is closer to 40k right now, which is a lot of soul difference, especially considering how high level these teams are. It's not like we put a bunch of alchemists against a bunch of Eternuses. These guys are pretty evenly matched, right, Akers?
Yes, and we just saw the final walker go down for the Bebops, while the Geists still don't even have a single flex slot right now. I mean, is this the hardest loss we've seen in the championship so far?
I mean, this is only the 3rd game, so who knows? But yeah, it's just Geists are very powerful, tanky characters, but they're very mobile, right? They don't have a good way to escape. They don't have a good way to engage the Bebops, so it doesn't necessarily surprise me. I did think the match was going to be more equal, but yeah, 45k soul difference already. Doesn't bode great. Do you think the Bebops are going to force mid anytime soon? Just get a pick and force mid here. Usually it's kind of early to do that, but yeah.
I definitely think that the Bebops are going to be looking for that fight on that green lane right now.
Just force them to earn? Alright, well, the Geists are already here in full force, but yeah, those ults are just dominating the sky. I mean, this is what, like, one of the things...
I'm surprised we have not seen any knockdowns from the Geists yet.
Just to stop the ults?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I think the Geists are kind of starved. I mean, the biggest Geist is 11k. Do you want to be spending 25% of your net worth on tech instead of, like, the ability to do damage? I mean, yeah, sure, you can get the knockdown, but then what? Like, the Bebops are almost at twice the soul lead. Look at that nice jump tech. He even grabs the gun buff right there. They're gonna go in. I don't think the guys have very good contestation ability. They're just gonna chuck some bombs and hope for the best. But yeah, I see already 100 bomb stacks. Yeah, it's not looking very good for the Geist right now. I wouldn't say that there's a very easy comeback potential for them. It would take a lot of mistakes from the Bebops and a lot of stacks throwing in. I do think it's not that over yet. I don't know how. I don't know how the siege of the base is gonna go. Think you nerf Bebop.
Let's talk more. Let's talk more builds right now. We're seeing some interesting builds on the Bebop side. I think they're getting really confident. I'm seeing Potato with a really interesting buy of escalating exposure. That would normally be extremely bad on Bebop, but Potato
it works for ult, right?
Hyper beam, and Potato also has Tesla bullets.
Tesla bullets on Bebop?
I think Potato's plan is trying out an interesting build where it's beam Bebop, but you also can, if you don't have beam up, whenever they are hooked and you place a bomb, that Tesla bullet is going to be activating escalating exposure, which I don't know if it's the greatest build, but hey, it's working.
Like, I think even with a bad build, the 20k on average beats a 10k, so it's not like that relevant.
Yes.
And I think it's a good spell to experiment. Like, I think there's no good reason for you to go for every standard build in this tournament. Restorative Locket bad next game. Yeah, the Restorative Locket choice was very good from all of Bebops. I think it was a core part to them winning early game. Yeah, they're just getting fished one by one by one. The debuff removers are not doing much. Do you think the Bebops are just going to go in, or do you think they're going to back out? I think they're just going to go in.
I think the Bebops are going to go in and end the game.
Yeah, we see the...
I want to mention, we see a few melee Bebops, so...
Melee Bebops?
I think they already went into this.
Patron is going down right now. Last a little bit. Yeah. Well, GG to the Bebops. Very well played on their hand.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Congratulations on your win. Can you tell me who you thought the MVP of the team was?
Bebop.
Bebop.
Yeah, Bebop.
Okay, so no players, it's just Bebop OP.
Resto Locket is...
Resto Locket definitely was
scary.
Yeah.
Oh, Resto Locket was the MVP that match. So
That was
Resto Locket was the MVP.
Resto Locket was the MVP.
Perfect.
So there you have it, folks. It seems like the Bebops can just yoink the victory if they so choose. And it seems as if Geist is very, very weak to Restorative Locket. Both important lessons on the ladder. Just avoid the Bebops and take Restorative Locket. I really hope you guys like and subscribe. If you are Ascendant or Eternus, we do need players like you to play in this championship. Check the bracket below. Check our Discord below. We love you all. See you next game.